Now on BBC Learning Zone, artist Deborah Danu Matthews pauses to reflect on her lifelong relationship with art.
I get a very good response to this painting at exhibitions. I think people can identify with something within the figurative character. Perhaps, you know, is she thinking, is she dreaming, is she planning her future? But there is a real serenity to her. Poppies, though, were a turning point within my work, because this was the first painting I produced actually using the stencil technique, where I formed the shape of the poppy using masking tape and then put the image of the poppy within that structure. This is the technique that I'm currently using on the piece upstairs. The actual idea I got for the piece upstairs was taken from an article I read in The Independent a couple of years ago that was talking about the unemployment problem in this country, particularly relating to men, and how their sperm count is actually being reduced as they lose their role in society. This piece depicts 3 sperms swimming across the wall of the uterus, which I took from a photograph that was in the Observer one Sunday, which has been colour enhanced. And I really liked the colours that they'd enhanced it with, and I thought it looked almost unnatural as well. So from that, I took a sketch, which was the basis of the painting. As a child, I was always artistic, I suppose, for want of a better word. I was always sketching, I was always doing things with my hands, and everything even playing with dolls, I used to make them clothes and work out how the patterns worked and used to stitch them up on them. And then even in my doll's house, I've got modern sort of 1960s abstract paintings done in like bright felt tip pens. And I've always had a relationship with art. It's like one of my longest relationships, I suppose, I've ever had in my life. And it's not something I can deny, I suppose. Art really is a mad profession to get into, because you very rarely make money at it, and it's quite frustrating. You're competing with other artists the whole time, whereas you should be working together with them. But for me, it's not really a choice. I have to be able to paint. When I can't paint, or if I have artist block, I feel quite sad almost. And that's the truth of it. It is a mad profession, but without it, I'm miserable. Usually, quite often, I use things that are natural. I use images that already exist, and in a sense I feel I'm trying to reach beyond the image of what already exists and pull something else back from that and actually display something in a completely different way, but it's still the same thing, if that makes sense. Okay. This is the final stage of my work now, when I remove the masking tape. Titles are important to an extent if you feel you need to underline what you've painted. I think it's nice if you feel that there is a sentence or a phrase that sums up what you've just completed, then I think it's good to add that underneath. But sometimes my work is untitled. It really depends on the piece.